So that means without condition, we removed the condition here. We removed the condition and we are configuring the condition here. That means inside the for loop, I am writing I less than or equal to some 10. I am writing like this condition inside. I am defining inside. Now, this is the problem here. So once you see here, now you see the output. Where to write the conditions are very important. So I return some condition here. That means the point is, so whether you configure the condition before, after, or write the condition at correct location, you see the output is not there. We can write without condition also, but only the point we need to understand is where to configure the condition, where to define that condition. Actually, we can specify the counter also. Without the counter also we can define. But how do we write the conditions and specify them? That means not like directly. For example, so that means, remember, if you don't define this parenthesis, that means you don't define this here. You don't write this. That means I said that all are optional. That means you don't put the semicolon. That's the wrong first statement. You cannot have the first statement like this. That means it must have all of them. It must have all of them. That means it must be configured with all of these options. All of these options. It must be configured with these options. That means we are saying that their usage is not mandatory to define at that particular location. So that means actually when you are defining, their usage is not mandatory. What does that mean? Usage is not mandatory means you have to allocate space for it. That means you have to put a semicolon. You have to allocate the space for it. It's mandatory. You have to allocate the space for it. After allocating the space, so we have to write the conditions. And you know that the conditions cannot be written directly like this. What if you then one can do is we can put an option here, break, then stop. And if you don't want increment, so increment you define. So at the end here, I plus. These all are very important. So it doesn't means that you keep this for loop empty. You cannot do that. You have to allocate the space for them. That means for as per the syntax, it needs it. But conditions, how you write? So conditions, you have to write through an if block. And what should happen if it is greater than 10? Then you have to tell that. So you have to just put this break. Then it looks good. That means now when I run this, so it is going to print those values and display. So that means you can start and you can configure and you can print the values. Increment, decrement and all, where you are printing is important. That means suppose you are printing and taking the decisions, you are checking the condition. You see, I am checking the condition below and writing this statement first. That means it will get that. So if it is statement configured, because see, by default it increments. First, it is printing the value. After printing the value, it is incrementing. After incrementing, it is taking decision. It is taking decision. The order your wish, you can keep anywhere. According to your requirement, it doesn't mean that you have to keep anywhere. Now see here, so it is printing the value until it is greater than or equal to 10. If it is greater than or equal to 10, then it will stop. That means it will print up to 10. Otherwise, you saw that it is printing up to 9 only, because this increment is kept above. Before it reaches 10, it will increment. Then it will be 11. Then it will stop at 9 only. That is the problem. So that's the reason you need to keep this content correctly placed. We need to configure this content correctly placed. So for loop can be written so without all this. So without condition. Similarly, so that means can we define for statement without counter? Yes, that is also possible. That is the example we are here. It's for and be defined without all those. But the syntax should contain the reference for them. But you can write these initializers anywhere. So condition anywhere and the counter anywhere. It's not that you have to write inside the for. That is generally looping options when you are configuring. And similarly, so loop can have increment. Loop can increment by any step value. Loop can increment by any step value. That means it's not like, suppose here I am writing. So for where I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to some 20, I is equal to I plus 2. That means it increments by 2. It's not like I plus plus. So it's not like it should increment by 1. It can increment by 2. That means now what happens is, so it will print the value of I for every 2 counters. For every 2 counters, it will print the value of I. Then it will be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that means for every 2 counters, it will print. I will start with some 1 and I am printing here. So it's a 1, 3, 5, 7. It depends on how you configure. So it can be for every 2, it can be for every 3. So it can increment by any step value. So you can configure and increment by any step value. So increment by any step value. It's not like you have to increment by 1. So that means 2 counters it will skip and it will print only the value that comes after the 2 counters or 3 counters. So you can decrement the counter. You can decrement the counter. That means it's not only forward, you can get backward here. That means, for example, I said for where I is equal to, suppose 10, I less than or equal to 0. So, and I minus, that means we are decrementing the value. It starts with 10 and it will check, is it equal to 0? Then it will decrement -1. So that means document.write. So we are printing the value of I. That means it will decrement the counter. And it will display. But here, when you are decrementing the counter, so we need to define the start value and value also. So means configured correctly. So here we haven't configured correctly. Why? Because you know that. So I initially it will stop. We need to define with increment and decrement. We need to configure. Suppose I don't want 0, then it will get up to 1. So you can configure the counter with increment. We can configure the counter with step value. You can configure the counter with decrement. We can also configure. So we can also configure and define. We can configure and define. So by using the step values, that step value is nothing but this. There is another option. So already we know one option we already saw. Break and continue. Break and continue loop. Actually, so break, we know that. So break terminates the loop. Continue skips the specified counter and continues. Continue skips the specified counter and continue. So the break statement terminates the loop. Continue statement skips the specified counter and continue. That means break already you saw, it stops there. For example, suppose we are printing the value. So where I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. And I write a condition if. So first we will print it, document.write. So I is plus, so BR. So we have defined it. Now it is printing all the values from 1 to 10. It is printing all the values from 1 to 10. Now what we have done here is we are writing a condition if I so is equal to 5. Then I defined break. Then it will stop at 5. You see, it will stop at 5. That means when it reaches 5, it will stop. That means it will print 1 to 4. So that break allows to do that. And where you write this, that means if I want to break to 5, it will stop. So this is break. That means when it reaches 5, it will stop. It will not continue anymore. What is the purpose of continue? Then continue is nothing but when it reaches 5, it will skip 5. That means it will not print 5. It will ignore 5. When it reaches 5, it will ignore 5. And what it will do is it will ignore 5 and automatically it will ignore 5 and automatically it will continue to the next one. That means you see now it will ignore 5 and continues. And where to write this also important again. So first it has to ignore and print this now. Now actually when it reaches 5, it will ignore 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It will ignore 5 and 6, 7, 8 continues. Break will stop there. But continue will ignore that. Generally, this is very much required to skip the counters. When you can write multiple conditions. For example, let's take some complex data. Means in reality, where we use that. In reality, where we use and how we define that. Suppose we have products. Products is an array. Array of object. Product name is some TV. So, and category is some electronics. And another product name is mobile, and the category is some electronics, this also. And so we have the name and shirt, and this category is fashion. Okay. And name, so some Nike, casuals. So the category is footwear. And like this, we have the details, some suppose jeans, and category is fashion. Okay. Now I want to read all the products, but print only electronics and footwear. So whenever fashion comes, it should ignore it. We don't want to print the fashion. We have learned filtering, we have learned finding. Filter will filter only that specific category and it will display. How you can go with multiple? That means we are writing a for where I is equal to 0, I less than product length every item and defining it. Now, generally, what happens in this is we are reading up to the end. That means how many count are there? 6 it will return. Product's length is 6, I less than 6. It starts with 0. So, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to 5 it will come and stop. Now, but what we need here is, so we are writing a condition. So if products of I, that means first product dot category is equal to fashion. So is equal to fashion. Then what should happen? If products category is fashion, then continue. That means skip it and continue to the next one. That's it. Then we are printing document.write. So I want to print only the name. That means products of I dot name, and its category I want to print. And products of I dot category. Its name and category is printed. So put a line break. Now you can see that it is going to print. So the electronics and footwear, whenever fashion comes, it will skip it. And you can see that it will print only electronics and footwear. So you can skip that. That means here, so you cannot write break. If I write break, what happens is whenever fashion comes, then what it will do is it will stop there. But we have other products also. Footwear is there. It's not printing it. So we use continue. Continue means continue will ignore it. That means it will skip that and continues to the next one. So wherever fashion comes, it will skip the counter. You can write multiple. Suppose I don't want fashion, or suppose I want I don't want fashion and electronics. Okay, then we can use double ampersand, again products of I. Out of these two, that means we have to give or products of I dot category is equal to some electronics. I defined electronics. Then you can see that it is going to display. So it is going to display only footwear. You can write multiple. That means if fashion comes, it will ignore. If electronics comes, it will ignore. That means it will print only those. That means loop or continue the loop. This is an example.